Pi distinguishes between individual followers of different religions and the fundamental tenets of those religions, the fundamental beliefs of those religions. And he points out that Christians and Muslims have very bad reputations, both of them. I knew very little about the religion. It had a reputation for few gods and great violence, but good schools. Catholics have a reputation for severity, for judgment that comes down heavily. And then he's talking about Islam. He says Islam had a reputation worse than Christianity's. Fewer gods, greater violence, and I'd never heard anyone say good things about Muslim schools. So as Pi, once he's met Christianity, he speaks to Father Martin. I said that he sees him in the rectory. He goes in and he speaks to Father Martin. And Father Martin starts to describe Jesus, and Pi, he doesn't take to this man at all. And he's grappling with trying to understand the form of God as shown through Jesus Christ. But what he comes back to is Father Martin's monosyllabic, one-word answers all the time. So what we get is this. Why would God wish that upon himself? Why not leave death to the mortals? Why make dirty what's beautiful, spoil what's perfect? Love. What kind of God is that? What is there to inspire in the Son? Love. And when he asks again, love. And this same belief is repeated when he meets the Sufi, because the Sufi similarly talks about God as the beloved. And as opposed to his mentors, Pi describes the religious leaders of the places of worship that he has been going to, and the way that they make him increasingly feel unwanted. And he talks about the meeting of the three men, the three priests, as his introduction to interfaith dialogue. Notice that this is a mocking, a derisive comment, because what he saw was not dialogue at all. It was like a slanging match. So Jan Martel is trying to show that the religions themselves preach peace and brotherhood and love and harmony, but the people who follow those religions are intolerant and arrogant and irritable. Chapter 25 forms a commentary on the ideas of religion, those who follow different religions, on evil and on intolerance. Pi argues that God, the ultimate reality, does not need to be defended by human beings. Religious believers ignore poverty, homelessness, and suffering. But, Pi says, if they perceive a slight against God, it's a different story. Their faces go red, their chests heave mightily, they sputter angry words. These people fail to realize that it is on the inside that God must be defended, not on the outside. They should direct their anger at themselves. For evil in the open is but evil from within that has been let out. The main battlefield for good is not the open ground of the public arena, but the small clearing of each heart. And then, as I said, he starts to describe how he's not made to feel welcome in the places of worship, and people try to chase him away, as if the small-mindedness did God any good. And finally, Pi says, to me, religion is about our dignity, not our depravity. And then finally, we come back to one of the main themes of the novel, the fact that this is a story. It's a construct. It's a creative transforming of reality. Pi is talking about his mentors, and he says his name was Satish Kumar. These are common names in Tamil Nadu, so the coincidence is not so remarkable. The coincidence that his teacher and his Sufi mentor are both called Kumar. Still, it pleased me that this pious baker, as plain as a shadow and of solid health, and the communist biology teacher and science devotee, the walking mountain on stilts, sadly afflicted with polio in his childhood, carried the same name. But what is important is he's reminding us that it is a coincidence. Is it really believable that the two men would have the same name? I know coincidences happen, but he's drawing our attention to the fact that this coincidence, that they're called Kumar, is the same name. So we are very aware that this is fictional and that Jan Martel is making choices. These aren't real people where coincidences happen. These are characters in a story. So Jan Martel has deliberately given them the same name. And so we are reminded once again, we are reading a story. What is the relationship between us as the reader and that fictional text that we are reading?